In the past 30 days since the last quarantine watch list, I started with Yes God Yes, which I think there's a tongue-in-cheek quality to the whole thing. It's not that serious, but it's pretty interesting. You can easily catch it if you have 80 something minutes to spare. It does the job and you won't be offended. Host got a lot of buzz over the past few weeks. I actually saw it before the storm and I was thinking of making a video about it, but you know what? There's not much to say. Pretty much it's another COVID film, but it's also a screen cap zoom horror. It does the job well enough, I thought. Sometimes Always Never is definitely not Never Rarely Sometimes Always. It was almost instantly forgettable. Despite the colors, it's still like chewing grass for most of the time. Cold Case Files is on Netflix. I thought it is what it is. They really could dig a lot deeper, and the made-for-TV quality definitely seeps through here in a bad way. The Danny Glover narration is a bit unnecessary. You can really take the whole thing out, but you get what you want to get. If you're interested in the genre, I don't mind recommending it to you. I talked about extensively in the podcast I made on this and the staircase. I'll leave a card up there. To simplify, I thought it is too flashy for the sake of flashy instead of storytelling. Just because you can doesn't mean that you should. The more you repeat something, the less effective it is. It's not that good of a show in my opinion. And then I rewatched the Willoughbys. My opinion of it still stands. It's still a bit messy, but it really worked for the most part. I put up a review of The Silencing when it came out, so go check that video out. There you get the grade and the full review. Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid from 1982 was such a cool movie. I thought it's almost like this parody making fun of film noir during the 50s by inserting these film clips to squeeze a story out of it. It's at times pretty funny, but the actual film and plotting, if you look at it in a way that's not paying homage, it doesn't work as well. The Man Who Knew Too Much 1934 by my homie Al I thought was okay, but that chair scene has gotta be one of the funniest Hitchcock moments I've seen so far. A Separation is an Iranian film from 2011 that was nominated for the Academy Award for the Best Original Screenplay. I thought it was really good. Some of the visuals here, I wonder if any of them really inspire Marriage Story 2019 in any way, but it's been a while since I sat through a credit, and this one definitely earned that. Eye in the Sky has a quasi-bottle quality in it, and I really like the real-time thriller aspect of it as well. When it comes to showing us how certain things work in the military and the government, it's quite eye-opening. There's not a single boring moment here, but I do hope for some more intimacy with the characters though. Ordinary Love came out, I think, last year. Never caught it. I think it's very good. It's very pure. It knows what it is. It's not trying to be anything else. Ordinary Love is so ordinarily good, you can't help but at least appreciate it. I've heard many good things about Creep throughout the years, and I watched it, and I hate it. I really don't see what people see in this. It's just as uninteresting as any other found footage movies for the most part. What am I missing here? I really don't get it. Sputnik, it's a new Russian sci-fi film about an alien on Earth. Seems awesome, right? While I do like the tone and some of the concepts here are very intriguing, I guess it wasn't quite the firework I was hoping for, but the potential it holds is quite unimaginable. She Dies Tomorrow is one of those where I kinda liked it, but also a bit confused about why. It is definitely one of the most interesting ones from 2020 so far. Its nihilistic approach is odd, but interesting to say the least. Its fluidity of perspectives, time, and sometimes space in some ways kind of reminded me of last year at Marienbad. Today's tomorrow is tomorrow's today, so we shall all die and rot forever. Then I rewatched It Follows after all these years. I think it still holds up. The things that work still work. The things that didn't work still don't. The blaring 360 cinematography and the synth score that's reminiscing to the 80s is still amazing. I'm late to the party, but Winter's Bone is not bad. The characters feel very lived in the story world, even though it manifests a true lightning in a bottle feel that the film captured. I find it a bit overreaching for a wide audience, to be honest. My Asayas binge continues with Late August, Early September from 1998. Not gonna lie, the editing here is kinda on fire here, and it is probably the first time Asayas' approach to cinematography really worked for me personally. Next is Demonlover from 2002. It really feels like someone pickpocketed a bunch of scenes in the editing room and no one watched the final product again before releasing this thing. It started off strong, and the music is great. It's still compelling to say the least. I used to argue that the films that urge you to watch again is a good thing, but after this, I'm not so sure anymore. Then I watched my boy Al's 1936 film Sabotage. No, it's not Ice Cream Man, but like, god damn, the editing, the match cuts, the bus scene. My boy Al's got it. The Double Life of Veronique. I'm not saying anything at this point, but this shit is amazing. And why don't we get films like this anymore? Really, I don't know. Before the Fire is another COVID film, but not good. It's very cheap. It won't last long. This movie will be outdated in 2 weeks. I just didn't care for any of it. 30 minutes in, I don't know what the hell is going on, and the movie ends. I still don't know what the hell it's about. Sentimental Destinies, I think that's what it's called in English, is a 3-hour-long nyquil that's quite uninteresting, but is also somehow cohesive from top to bottom, unlike many other Asahi films, believe it or not. The Breadwinner can be a bit too on the nose sometimes, but I dig the visual. The story is healthy. You can't go wrong with this one. My review of Ava 2020 is up on the channel. Card is up there. Asahi's 2004 drama Clean is a bit inconsistent, although the subject is enlightening with a polluted city backdrop, while simultaneously showing what kind of values, views, and world we're passing on to the next generation. It never really focused on that. Asahi's binge continues with Boarding Gate from 2007, and by this point, I don't even know what I'm watching. A film in a vacuum or another Asahi's film. Then I watched Surviving R. Kelly on Netflix. To be real with you, it's terrible. It's just trash television. The only reason it gets a good score from me is because of the movement and what it does. But really, technically, it's pretty terrible. I then watched Carlos from 2010. It's kind of crazy how little I know about the main character even after the 5.5-hour runtime. It captured his ideology and values, but not his life, which I think is what a biopic ultimately should do. But don't get me wrong, Asahi's ability to capture moments of suspense with editing and cinematography is undeniable. I thought the first part was probably the best. I really loved the thriller aspect of the second part, and the third part was just kind of like a 2-hour after credit scene. And finally, I finished the 170th day with Something in the Air from 2013, which really, I got nothing to say. Watch any Asahi's film before this one. I pretty much have the same comment about it than everything else. So I'm going to leave it at that. That's everything that I watched in the past 30 days. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.